to full screen.
Okay, I am ready.
Now I can hear the recording is in progress. Welcome everybody to Best of EVO Day 2. I'm Sanya Božinović, one of the EVO 2025 coordinators. It's my honor and pleasure to host today's program. The first team we'll hear from today is delivering best practices in distance and blended courses with AI. And the members of the team are Christine Bauer-Ramazani, Sue Anand, Jane Sheen, Christine Sabia, and Nagla Salem. The lead moderator, Christine Bauer-Ramazani, will present the success story of their team. Okay. The floor is yours, Christine.
Thank you very much, Sanya. Yes, I don't need any more introduction there. I was the lead moderator of this course. We called it DBP25 AI this year. This year we revamped the course for AI. We added AI throughout the course, and that was a really good thing because, as you know, that is the challenge that teachers face these days. So I found it very necessary for us to add that throughout the course. Teachers need to learn how to leverage AI effectively and ethically in their own teaching and learning environments. My co-moderators here, you see them on the screen. There's also Mubarak Akadar, but he's not presenting with us today, unfortunately. And next, I'll be sharing bios, if I can move to the next slide. There. Okay, you can see, you can read the bios on your own. I'm just going to mention that all of us share extensive teaching and teacher training experience. Forgive me, in between, I have to admit some participants. So we found each other at TESOL conventions and online and different spaces, online and conferences. So we shared an interest in technology, teaching with technology, and that's how we connected. Okay, next slide. Okay, I'm multitasking here, so, okay. Here's the abstract or the description of our session. Using artificial intelligence or AI tools in course design, participants will learn how to design and deliver a distance or blended course with optimal content, tools, and scaffolding according to best practices and quality standards. Examples and options will be given and participants will showcase their work. And I highlighted those words in between because all of those were built into the course. Our target audience was teachers of English to speakers of other languages with an intermediate knowledge of or skill, expertise in technology, especially in managing course design systems or learning management systems, LMSs. Okay, and next, Jane will be discussing our objectives.
Okay, so in our course, participants created their own Canvas course and developed one module based on our best practices. And we utilized generative AI tools such as Magic School AI or Copilot or ChatGPT, etc., Mizu in their lesson design. And we've also implemented quality standards and copyright guidelines and for their course design. And their courses are revised based on peer feedback and our co-moderators' feedback. Yes, that's it. Thank you. And next.
Yeah, I'll be talking about generative AI tools. Let me make sure that I can advance. Oops. No, next is Sue.
We had an overall plan to help people deliver robust lessons online, because as we know, some of the lessons that are online are not really very robust. What we did was model at every stage how to use AI. And we looked at best practice all the time, modeling it for other people. But we also asked everybody to create a Canvas platform with a clear lesson which used best practices and AI. Moving on. And our participants came from everywhere. We had them from Europe, from Asia, Africa, and from the Americas. And it was a great success. But in a 5-week program, sometimes you really need to have a registration week. So we put together a registration week asking about the participants and finding out how much knowledge of AI they had. We then looked at a way around Canvas as an LMS for those who didn't know it. We created a course on Canvas and alignment of objectives with AI.
Yeah.
We really did. We looked at generative AI tools for interaction, for scaffolding, and we used TPAC to offer collaborative tasks in week 4. And at the end, we used quality matters, which were rubrics and standards. And that allowed them to look back over their own course and prepare to showcase their work.
Okay. On.
And here's our week-by-week course overview.
Mhm. Okay. Jane?
This is Sue, right?
Oh, Sue. Okay.
Is it? Okay.
I think it's Jane.
Oh, it is? Oh, sorry. So in our registration week, we have we oriented our participants around Canvas and gave them opportunities to share who they were and what they knew about AI. So let's go to our week 1. Next slide. So in our week 1, we started with a live synchronous meeting, and our moderators introduced our sessions, but our participants asynchronously shared their previous experiences with AI and their teaching experiences in blended and distance modes. And we also oriented them with Canvas LMS, and they registered their own Canvas course site and provided the course registration link, and they worked on the prompt engineering. Next slide, please. So, for prompt engineering, we explored, we provided resource on what's best practices in prompt engineering. We discussed that. And also Sue has provided an AI chatbot using Mizu, the travel reflection form. We explored that. And our participants came up with their own prompt engineering samples. And I have provided you with a gamma slide of samples of their work. So if you click in the chat, you could see that we have topics on English language courses for diplomats, Microsoft Copilot presentations on AI in healthcare, English courses for Moroccan students, explaining pragmatics for ESL teachers, designing EFL didactic materials with AI course, British culture presentation task, lit review for graduate students. These are courses that with prompt engineering that all our participants have tried out. Next, Nagla will be discussing week 2.
Okay, thank you, Jane. So in week 2, the focus was on developing a Canvas course module with an overview page. This overview page would serve as a central hub, which incorporated all essential elements to structure a module following best practices. It was to include the module topics, the dates, clearly defined weekly objectives, as well as linked tasks and discussions. Participants were guided in understanding Bloom's taxonomy and to create SMART objectives, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. They then designed tasks that aligned not only with their overall course goal, but also with the specific module learning objectives. Next slide, please. One of the key tasks in week 2 required participants to integrate AI in evaluating the objectives they had developed for their modules. They compared their own objectives with those generated by AI to assess alignment and effectiveness. This process encouraged critical engagement with AI as participants first created objectives based on their understanding of Bloom's taxonomy and their teaching context, their student needs, and then they used AI tools such as ChatGPT, Gemini, Microsoft Copilot to generate objectives, and then compared the 2 versions. This, of course, not only reinforced their learning from previous weeks on effective prompting, but also deepened their understanding of the role of AI in their course design. And reflecting on this comparison, of course, as well as the AI integration process proved to be very highly beneficial for our participants. Next, Christine Bauer-Ramazani will discuss the tasks in week 3.
Okay, thank you, Nagla. In week 3, we built on the module and the participants built on the module and lesson design that they created in week 2. And we added generative AI tools for interaction in that week. We also added the TPAC model, which I will explain later, as well as copyright and plagiarism considerations, with a particular emphasis on AI. So here are some screenshots from that week. This week 3 focused, as I said, on interactive and collaborative activities, which, as you know, are the cornerstone of an effective online, even a blended course and a face-to-face course. But in particular, in distance and blended courses, these activities are critical. So we looked at AI tools, generative AI tools, to help design such activities. The screenshot here shows in column 1 the tool, and in column 2 you see the how-to videos for each tool that we made available to the participants to review. And then, very importantly, in column 3 are examples that the moderators had created for lessons that showed interaction. And the participants at the link were able to review the prompt as well as the output and some teaching suggestions that were created by the prompt. And so you see here, the first one is Magic School with Magic Student as one of the examples. And then we have Parlay Genie that Jane used extensively. And there are Gamma, there are other ones. This is just a screenshot. On the right side, if anybody wants to go to those tools, the links on the right side on this slide are live. So you can actually go and find them there. Oops, sorry. Okay, and next we will look at the TPAC framework, which, as I have said, shows how to integrate technology, pedagogy, and content. And you have to, if you want to include technology, you have to include a lot of scaffolding, especially with AI. So let's talk about this framework a little bit more. It was created by Mishra and Kohler in 2006, refined in 2009, and it has pretty much remained there. So what you see here is technological content, knowledge, technological knowledge. Then you have content knowledge, which in our case would be topics and themes in English, including vocabulary. It could be sustainability, it could be the environment in general, it could be any topic. And then there is pedagogical knowledge. You have to know the content of each of these. And if they meet in the middle, if you have scaffolding for all three of them, you have reached the sweet spot, as they call it, where the optimal integration of the three happens for teaching and learning. So to reach this sweet spot or this integration requires a lot of scaffolding in each of those three areas. So our participants learned about TPAC through videos. Moderator created built-in quizzes that actually Nagla had created for us last year on Edpuzzle or Nearpod. So then this year we added examples of activities that we had created using AI, generative AI tools like Magic School, and we showed scaffolding for a lesson, for an interactive skit, for example, or a group task to plan a trip.
We have 1 minute left.
1 minute left. Oh, sorry. Okay, so Sue?
Okay, because copyright is becoming such a problem for universities, we decided that we would include copyright and plagiarism, including AI, into our course. And we had a really good look at it from the part of the participants. Some of them weren't very sure what copyright and plagiarism was. So it was very useful. Moving on.
This is week 4.
Yeah, go ahead, Christine.
So basically, as we started off by saying, the course was designed in a way that everything that was taken in 1 week was used the following week. And it was a buildup. So by the time they arrived in week 4, the focus was on collaboration, synchronous and asynchronous. And what we had them do is work with their topic for their module and integrate, go back, please. We haven't come to that slide yet. Integrate AI into designing a collaborative task, of course, considering TPAC and scaffolding. And what they did is they worked to expand, to create a collaborative task to integrate into their task page. Next slide, please. So what they did was they had to choose, next slide, please. They had to choose from the different AI tools we had provided them with. You see listed here. They had to choose what to use. So as they were designing their collaborative tasks, they would design, then they would resort to using AI, whether they were using it to create or edit videos or to post their video recording or to create an image, to help them create an image, or to actually help them write the instructions for collaboration. It was up to them how they would be using AI to help them enhance the creation of this collaborative task. Once it was created, it was then embedded into their task page for us to then assess, along with all the other work that had been built up until that point. I think the next speaker will be Christine.
Yes, thank you. And just to wrap up, I know we're running out of time. This is an example of how we assessed the week 2, week 3, and week 4 assignments with a rubric that was created. It's an analytic rubric created in Canvas. And then week 5 showcased the presentations. Sue, do you want to say a quick?
I think that we beat the people by offering really good office hours. And we looked at it from the week before, from the year before, and found that some of the people really, really benefited from having one-to-one time. And that made such a difference. But we did have some students, some teachers who weren't very comfortable with AI. Some of them actually backed out very quickly at the start of the course, and others struggled on through it and came out at the other end knowing so much more than they started with. But only 4 active participants completed the course, and the presentations will be available to view.
Okay, so here are the 4 finalists, and you see the countries they're from and the titles of their modules, and a little snippet of each of the modules. The modules are available on Padlet with a recording. So here are the recordings that were showcased in week 5, and the link on the left is live. If you would like to review them, you may. And here is some feedback that we received from our participants. You can read it yourself, but basically they enjoyed the scaffolding we provided, the hands-on experience, the hands-on tasks, the videos, the how-to videos. They were amazed that the course was free. And the last one was amazing to us and rewarding because in a live session, it was said, "This course taught me more than any other course before. You gave me wings to create and deliver my own online distance course." So that made all of us very happy. And with that, we conclude and we can entertain a couple of questions.
Congratulations, team DBP25 AI, on your great work, and congratulations to your participants. Now it's time for questions. If there are any questions in the chat or anyone would like to open your microphone and ask a question. There's a comment from Zainab and from Nabila and from Miguel in the chat, all
And hold on a
congratulating.
second, Sonia, Nabila is one of our
She
participants,
is.
so
So
great.
I've
Okay.
noticed.
Thank you. What I haven't been following the chat, I'm sorry. So if
Yeah,
you could repeat
just congratulations and thank yous for your great work.
Can I say
Welcome.
something?
Sure,
Welcome.
Nabila.
Yes,
Hey.
Nabila.
I just want to thank you all the team and all the EVO team also for this opportunity. Yes, as Cholpon said, this course gave us wings. For me personally, at the beginning, I was afraid of using AI in teaching and for design. Used to use to papers and even if I use internet, but not with AI. But now I feel more comfortable and more confident to use these tools. I love Magic School. I can't now do without it. I also want I also want to thank you, everyone, all the team, Christine, Jane, Sue, Nagla, everyone, for their feedback. Because for me, their feedback was like the point that guides me to correct and to do what I need to do to learn
Great.
better. Thank you very
Great.
much.
Great. We're very
Thank you,
happy.
Nabila.
Very
Our
happy.
Thank you so
pleasure.
much, Nabila.
Thank you for the kind
Very
words.
happy.
Nabila.
Go ahead and
implemented it.
spread the word.
And
Yay.
Nabila, you were wonderful in implementing our feedback because that is, of course, where it's at. Okay.
And
One of
Miguel
our
says,
stars.
and Miguel says office hours were a great idea to support participants. And I have a questions. I've seen also in the chat that there are more people like me hoping to enroll next year. So we would all be grateful if you could offer the same session next year.
Well, thank you.
Hopefully.
But everyone here knows, everyone on the team knows, and on the coordination team that I'm retiring, and the course will not be offered next year, at least not at this point.
Any more questions? There are no questions. We are all left speechless
Yeah.
now
Okay.
and hoping that you will reconsider your decision.
We'll see what happens. Okay. So if we're finished, I'll stop the recording.
You can stop the recording and we have a few minutes to